Hi all, welcome back to this Excel with dictionary demo. So let me start my project. I have already explained the requirement in my previous video. So I will start with the process and I will name this as Excel with Excel using dictionary demo. What we have to do, we have to read Excel data and segregate the quantity using dictionary. Let's use the Windows legacy only and language VB, and let's create. So what we need to do, and we have to follow the best practices. So the first thing is we have to read this, we have to open this Excel file, then we have to read this, read from sheet 2. So for these things, since earlier what we were doing, we were uh, passing the Excel part directly in the workflow, but now we will not use those things. We'll use something called assets, and what we will do in this assets, we will define where we are creating these things. So let me create an assets, and it is for Excel dictionary demo path. The type is text, description is this will tell us the path of the Excel file. And what is the text? So uh, I need to pass this particular copy as path, and let's pass the path here and remove the double quotes. We have not we should not pass double quotes while giving in assets, but we have to do the same thing in UiPath if we are doing it. So I will create an asset called Excel dictionary demo path. So now I will go back to my UiPath, and the first thing is I will take a sequence. In that sequence, I will rename it as Excel dictionary demo, and then use add annotation to add what is my file all about. So will this will help us to read Excel file data and segregate it using dictionary. Now we will first take the path. So for that we have to use something called get assets, and in this get assets, what we have to take, we have to tell our asset name. So what is our asset's name? Or what we can do, we can just pass this as asset name. So it is Excel dictionary demo path, and then we come here and we give this thing. Then also what we are doing, we are storing that asset value or the result. So we are storing as where file path. We are storing that particular value in this where path, you can see here. Then the next step is using Excel application scope. Before that, so we will start with a try catch block. So this is very important. that we should add a try catch and then we should start working on the project. Why? Because try catch adds more. If there are any issues or exceptions occur, it will help us to not throw any error. So let's take this try catch and then we have to use something called Excel application scope. Excel application scope. Once we have taken this Excel application, now we don't need to use these things, we just need to use this variable. So this variable will only know what is the path. And then what is the next step? So we have to use something called read range. We have to use Excel's data, and then we have to read from sheet 2. We have to tell this, and we have to remove this, and we have to store this Excel data here, something called where Excel dt. Now we are not adding any log message, we will do it once we will complete the workflow. So it seems, yes, fine, that we are getting the asset and then we are calling this and then we are reading the Excel file and we are storing that in where Excel dt. Let me change the scope of that and make it global so that it will be accessible by everyone. So this is done. So now uh, let me use, if I want to read data, so I will start reading data. For this I will use something called for each row in data table, and I will not use this big name, I would say row, and then I will pass that where Excel dt here. And now I want to read these two things, product name and quantity. So I will take to assign activity to read these things. So I will take to assign activity for two things. So first one will be for where control K where product name, and this one what value it will extract, it will extract row, and then we have to pass this name, product name, in the double quotes pass this value, and then to a string. Okay, similarly we have to make this where quantity, and in this we have to pass like this row, and then in double quotes we have to give this quantity. Dot to a string. But you can observe one thing here, this is a quantity is of type integer, so we have to convert it to an integer, but what we are doing, we are converting it to an integer, which is wrong. So for this what I will do, I will come here, first of all I will change it to globals so that I can access from anywhere, and then I will change the variable type to integer so that it will be accessible. When you change it to this, so what you will get, you will get an error. Why? Because you have not converted the expression. So to do that we have something called cint to convert from string to integer. So this is how we can reduce the error. So now till now what you did, so you open the application, you read the file, you have used orchestrator first of all, then you have used Excel application now, and you are reading the data, this to product name and quantity. So first this Coca-Cola will come and then this quantity 5 will come. Now what is the next step? Let's discuss this in next video. Till then, bye, happy learning.